At Women's Council of Realtors, especially this year, they have been working really hard to have a better and smoother passing of the baton transition between leaders. And so as a result, back in August, I was asked to present my goals for 2022 at our state orientation. So in some ways, I've been working a lot with not only the goals, but revamping our strategic plan for the next 2 to 3 years, and then really, thinking through what do we want the organization to look like in 2022 and beyond. So when I presented in August, I have a marketing background, so I believe in, you don't just lead with, boom, these are the goals, this is what I want us all to do. I thought of it a little higher. And especially with COVID, our membership did suffer. I think all associations struggled with membership and maintaining value. And so I was thinking about our members, because I'm very much a member-first individual. And I was thinking about what do we need to do to reignite the message of Women's Council? What do we need to do to get people excited to be back out there in person and, giving back again, because a lot of people, couldn't, or, was prohibited due to regulations. So I came up with kind of my mantra for 2022, and that is expand, lead, and amplify. Expanding is that we would all expand our minds, we would become more open, we would get into that. I talked about being uncomfortable, that we'd make ourselves a little uncomfortable. So I'm not talking about expansion of my girth or our girth. I'm talking about expanding who we are as individuals so that we can be better leaders. Lead is kind of obvious, but maybe not. There's this concept that we talk about at Women's Council where you always have one hand up to a leader above you, and you have a hand down pulling another leader up. So the concept for me of leading is that we are always being led and leading someone else. So in your leadership journey, it's not just about you. It's about what are you doing for others? How are you leading others? Another principle I like to think about is kindness is free. So, happiness is a choice. So we can lead with those principles in mind. And the third one is amplify. And people who know me might laugh because I tend to amplify a lot. But that's where I'm talking about getting the message out, sharing the goodness. Go out and tell people why it's valuable to be in volunteer leadership. Women's Council isn't the only organization. You can volunteer at your local, your state, even at the National Association of Realtors. You can volunteer at a local charity. But giving back is really important, because not only does it help you feel good internally, but as someone said, if you give without expectation, you will get it returned tenfold. And again, the key is without expectation. And I have to say, I've been given so much in my short time in real estate. I do recognize there are people in this industry who've been here a very, very long time, and I respect them, and many of them are my mentors. And I'm doing what I'm doing because those leaders are showing me the way in the real estate industry. And so for Women's Council Arizona in 2022, I would like everybody to expand, lead, and amplify. And what that ultimately leads to is our tactical goals. I'd like to see an increase of our membership by a minimum of 25% across all networks. And I'd like them to exceed it if they can. We have a certification program here at Women's Council where the networks can become certified, and I'm happy to report that in 2021, our first year of network certification, our president led us to 100% network certification. So my goal is that we would maintain that every network would be certified, and hence then the state would receive their certification. We would like to open a new network called Northern Arizona. We did unfortunately lose a network through the COVID year. Membership just wasn't where we needed it to be to continue to maintain, and that hurts, right? Because we do have those members at large and we want to be able to serve them. So we're looking at a concept where we can bring together some of the northern associations and create a Northern Arizona network that would be able to leverage technology to meet and be together and share the goodness, but also get together in person once a quarter. So we have some really creative ideas, and we have some people dedicated to that in our Flagstaff and our White Mountains market. And this concept of orientation, I've mentioned it possibly at other points in the video. We need to be bringing these leaders up. We need to be training them, and you would think, well, hasn't Women's Council always been doing orientation? We have in a very various manner, but we've maybe been more focused on conferences and education, and orientation is really about teaching people how to do their job when they're in the position and helping them to feel confident to succeed in their roles as a board member. And so we're looking to expand that. We did our first official orientation in 2021, and we're looking to extend that program. Our members loved it. They got a lot out of it. So we're looking at expanding our orientation as well. And then last but certainly not least, we are going to be implementing a leadership academy. So I've mentioned SAR's Leadership Academy. It won't be quite like that. It's going to be more focused on the leadership skills, not necessarily the community in which we live. So that more to come on that, but we are looking to do that because we really want to start building that bench strength. When you're in volunteer leadership, sometimes you have to volunteer people, and we don't really want to volunteer people. We want people to want to be there and be confident to be there. I often hear from various women that I tap, like, hey, you should come forward to a position. They're like, oh, I just don't feel ready. Well, you're never gonna feel ready. You have to sometimes just jump, right? And make yourself feel uncomfortable and put yourself out there. And so through our Leadership Academy, through orientation, improved programs, we can help people feel more confident, because there's a big need throughout all of our associations to have really awesome professional realtors volunteering their time. And it's pretty awesome when you belong to Women's Council and then you look across your association, your state association, and realize that a large percentage of those individuals came up through Women's Council. So we're really proud of that.